All right. This game might have its playtime vastly bloated by minigames, and partially responsible by my insistence on getting the best rank on all of them. But goddamn it, we'll get through it. Is this really gonna be a month? This is week 3, I think. I can't imagine I'll finish this in a week, but I am gonna play a lot more. So what am I doing here? Who's my party? Kate, Sith, Yuffie. Okay, what are we doing? In a couple of days. What's this? Grandma Hen's request. Chocobo. Rookie's request. Road to the airstrip. Okay. The hen's over here. I feel like this game doesn't respect map directions. I'm going south. I need my map to stay. I think that's an option. I just need my map to stay normal. Graphics? No. Gameplay? Yeah. Minimap. Dynamic. Static. Yeah, that's better. I need to be able to navigate by it. Having to check where south is and what direction you're going is like just more brain power than I want to put in.
That should do it. For now, at least. Say, can you spare a minute?
Not really.
You know that weird black stuff coming out of the reactor? Well, the wind seems to be
No, I
carrying
can't.
it all the way over here.
Old ladies don't care.
I admit my shack's never been in the best condition, but look at it. Holes everywhere. Holes so big that, would you believe it, all my chickens flew the coop. I plugged up the holes, but beyond that, I'm at wit's end here, let me tell you. Flapping and running around like crazy. How's an old woman like me supposed to catch them all? I can't keep up with a flock of chickens.
I don't have to ask about the escaped chickens.
So we just need to catch your chickens, right?
Oh, thank you, dearie. Birds, they love the sound of this here clangor. Use it and they'll come out from wherever they're hiding and follow you right back to the coop.
My nose should serve us well here.
Right. Take it away.
3 of them are still in the village. We should start by searching the surrounding area.
Rawr. Press up to use the feed clanger and lure the missing chickens back to Kazura. Slowly move backwards as you pull the clanger along. If your chicken gets too close, press L2 to yank it back out of the bird's reach. Got it.
There.
Oh.
It got away.
God damn it. You gotta keep holding L2? Where am I going? I got one?
There you are, Peggy.
All right.
Came back to your mommy.
I don't think this was in the original game.
Over there.
Out of the way, sir. You're doing important work.
Come on, everybody! No falling behind now.
I can't just hold the button.
Make way! Make way! Animals coming through!
Here we go. Gotta get the max distance, and then you can just pull it. This chicken's not the smartest. Stop it. Oh, are you kidding me? Just because I pressed L2 while it was distracted? Chicken. By the way, lady, we're doing important work here. Too far? Where's the... Alright, we're good. Trying to slow down though, so I get worried.
Welcome home, my baby dear.
I can't see who's livelier, Red or those birds. Pity I'm not a real cat. Am I right?
It's a new wrinkle here.
I'm Kate Sith, fortune teller extraordinaire.
I mean, that's so crazy.
I think it might be time to top up the old batteries.
It's like 6 inches in front of the chicken. Oh no, sorry, you pulled it, so it's not. It's distracted. Fuck off, chicken! Get out of here. This chicken's insane. It's fucking Sonic. So I saw Dune 2 on Saturday. I thought it was pretty good. Honestly, it was way more entertaining, like conventionally entertaining than the first one. The first one I thought was good while I was in theaters, but can this fucking chicken piss off? Oh my god, this is so hard. The chicken's too fast. But the second movie is a lot of like the payoff. And much more satisfying action. What am I supposed to do? The chicken's fucking faster than I am. Look at this thing. What are you supposed to...
Do be careful.
I start from further away? Yeah. It's close. I'm stuck. Oh my god, this sucks. You just can't press L2 while it's distracted. Sucks. My like minigame love is at my lowest when I first start playing. This thing's insane. Going the wrong way. Here. That's a little difficult. I thought that the costumes, I thought the Harkonnen planet scenes were incredible.
Goodness me.
Like some of the most unique visuals and sounds I've seen in a movie, like maybe ever. The Harkonnen planet where they introduced Fade Rotha. Fade Rotha is like also for sure like one of the most fun characters. Like one of the most entertaining parts of the movie. A lot of my favorite things about the Dune books are things that I'm gonna be generous and say are like essentially unfilmable. In that, like, once he starts dosing with spice and he starts to like see the fucking multitudes of the universe, it's kind of hard to show that. I do think they kind of, I thought it was a little bit disappointing how they showed him taking in the water of life and like seeing the future.
What are free flights?
And I also
Well, since the Republic's on the scrap heap, Shinra
understand how if you want the movie to be really big, and Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya are like good choices for the movie. Like, I mean, you do the best with what you can with the actors at that time, right? But I don't think like they're that interesting.
For real?
Timothy Chalamet basically plays Paul Atreides the same pre and post Enlightenment, and he's got the look for Paul Atreides in many ways, but I don't know if I like feel like it. You're not Gugu for Gangaga? I like this. I like this song. It's got like a kind of Jungle Book feel to it.
That's a long way back to town.
Oh my god, I have to take this chicken all the way back? This is a nightmare. Stay back, chicken. Come on, chicken. Yeah. I think the world has been pretty good at like avoiding spoilers so far. But you know, it's been a couple of weeks now. I really gotta get into the game. Oh shit. The fucking critter there.
Here we go.
But yeah, it's been a couple of weeks now. I'm gonna have to get this done soon. Just to make sure nothing wrecks me. What's my button for Infinity's Edge? I don't think I have a hotkey yet. I'll have to do that. This is your big boom. 6,200. Insane.
You're gonna get what's coming to you.
Let's consult with
That does a lot of crit with this weapon. It has lower attack power than the Sleek Blade. Otherwise, really good. Where's the chicken? Does he have to go back?
Hey!
You needn't worry. Their newfound fear of the outside world.
Okay,
has
good.
given them
Thank
hope.
God. They were baiting me.
You speak chicken?
More or less.
The game's like, oh, go ahead, take the chicken back 1 full kilometer.
Khazra must take excellent care of them.
Thank God.
We should go too.
I was worried there for a second. I just got baited by the game. That's actually pretty. I respect that a lot. Wait, who's this guy over here? So what party members did you use the most when you were playing?
Oh. Since you're here, I need your help to become a true warrior. Please, guide me to greatness. I'm Sotetsu, by the way, with the GYC. Captain's been singing your praises, you know? Telling everyone how you turn some state-of-the-art Shinra weaponry into scrap metal.
Oh, so you heard about all that? Well,
Good party, good party.
I don't wanna brag or anything, but
Double ranged?
Really? You have to teach me how you did that. Gotta make Zack proud, you know? To protect the village, of course. We're seeing more monsters these days, and I want to do my part. And, you know, it might also be kind of cool if everyone in the coalition called me a hero and the captain gave me a promotion. Or something like that. He's a friend of mine. We grew up together, hung out and stuff. Haven't heard from him since he left the village, though. But I'm sure a soldier like him's pretty busy. We may not be at war, but I bet they've got him traveling all over.
Sorry, no can do. We're just passing through.
Please! I'm begging you!
wait. Me?
I knew as soon as I saw your throwing star. From the moment I laid eyes on you and your weapon, I just had to make you my teacher. Please, train me in your warrior ways.
Oh, I don't know. Well, since you're such a huge fan, 1 or 2 orbs might be enough compensation for my time. You sure you're up for the challenge?
Of course! I'll do anything!
Sweet music to my ears.
Her big heavy gauntlet is a cool
Okay,
design.
disciple,
Because
meet
she's
me
so
over there
skinny
when you're ready.
otherwise.
For pain.
Don't worry. I am more than ready to receive your wisdom.
Hey!
Come along, see what you can learn, my second disciple.
Okay. First the chicken's following us, now we're following the young chicken, the young warrior.
First and foremost, a ninja must have stamina. So let's see how much you've already got.
All my
shall
statue partners in the
After
background.
all, a ninja warrior must be able to make a tactical retreat back to her comrades when they need her.
Understood, Master.
Very well.
Am I doing a running race?
Then with that, let our training begin. I hope you're staying focused, my young disciple. Halt, fiend!
Please, teach me your ways, Master.
What? Help Sotetsu strike the enemy 3 times.
Go on!
Alright, Yuffie. Ice time.
Let's do this.
No, wait,
Keep it
you.
together.
If you insist.
Where is he? Over there. How do I pressure the little guys? Man.
Little.
How do I pressure this thing without killing it? There we go. Nice. Alright. I was a little worried there for a second. You probably just have to redo it.
No time to waste.
Somebody heal this guy? There we go. Good job, Yuffie.
Like the saying goes, can't see the ninjas for the trees.
Is that the saying? Are we sure about that?
Now, strike swift and true.
Bring it.
Show me how it's done.
need to change my keybinds to take Disorder out of here, which I don't think is that good. Actually, Disorder's pretty good, but the rest of them are good too.
Let's keep up the pace.
Maybe Braver is the least important one. I'm so used to Braver. Focus Thrust and Triple Slash are so important. Maybe I'll change Braver. I have no familiarity with using Disorder. I keep Braver around. Maybe Braver is outdated. We'll see. Think about it. Maybe Braver is outdated. It's not good to change modes though. Anyway, I'm not gonna remember to use Disorder, but maybe we'll try.
This is only your first step on the long and winding road to ninjahood. You've crossed paths with the wrong ninja.
I'll make you proud.
No way!
Not looking good.
Wait a minute. Just a second of 184 health. Nice.
Let's finish this.
You guys are still fucking me up.
It's over.
Where's the pressure rate? Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. This is like the Fiend encounters, but with this dude.
Great teamwork.
You can heal me as well. I don't remember being here before. Is this a Yuffie song? Feminine, slightly Japanese. Fair.
We made it?
I hope you've got more in you, because that ain't gonna cut it. Right, I'm gonna take a quick look around. You rest up for the next round.
Think you should focus on stamina, not strength.
Yeah, Zach told me the same thing. He used to train here all the time. Called it his secret gym. Of course, it wasn't much of a secret since everyone knew about it. But it sounded cool. Hard to live up to the legacy of a guy like that. Check this out. It was his favorite exercise. For strength, of body, and mind. Start. By training, you're behind.
Not like that. Gotta go deeper. Bend your knees more. Engage your glutes. And your quads.
Got it.
Running in sandals? Socks on?
Wherever he is, I hope he's doing good.
You cramping up?
Mayday! SOS!
What the?
Get back. Too bad.
Herbivores that roam forested regions. Something has altered their hormones to the extent that they now sweat a strange black liquid. They are extremely aggressive, mercilessly trampling anything that draws near. They're weak to fire.
Don't overdo it.
You're in good hands now. Got you now. Just turn up the grill. How about this?
Hang back. Keep it together.
I'm your one-stop sovereign shop. Here I go. Try and keep up.
Whoa.
Too bad. So sad.
Good old Brumal form, man.
Gonna pay.
Alright, simmer down. Oh. Hey, can somebody help me out here? I thought I put an item on Kate's Sith where he should be in Moogle form. What the fuck is this? That was close. Okay, what are they gonna tire up?
Got you now. Try and keep up.
What is this? Oh. If he's getting the dick. Is it ever gonna tire? This is a weird one. He's got a breather. There we go.
You're gonna get what's coming to you.
Kate, why is Kate Sith not doing this? I guess it's the wrong thing. He's just using Kitty Tantrum, right? What's my heal? What is this?
Gonna deal with that. When? Let's do this. Be careful.
Hey, he's on the Moogle, but I did that, right? Did I just catch less ride instead of the hero? Am I just trolling? Did I already get a mana? Really?
Pushing it.
Okay, let's do a soothing breeze. These guys are we're under fire here.
How you like this? Here I go. Run like a chocobo. You're gonna get what's coming to you.
Alright, that was a saucy battle.
We won? We actually won? Wow. All that training really paid off. Wait a sec. That's it. I've got an idea. See you back at the village. Ah!
Hello? What about my materia?
Okay. Anything in Zach's secret area? Aerith, we need your heals. Insane magic power, man. Okay, so I'm in an area I haven't been to before. So I can't really tell whether I should go on or do Cosmo Canyon stuff or whether I should do I can't really tell whether I should keep going with the story or do a little exploration. Doesn't really matter. You can do the aspiration when you want. Where's the tower? How do I get down there? Up here, huh? Owl's really harassing me here. Unable to obtain everything. What's new then? High ether? Really new to make. Because somehow I'm full on everything. It's lame. I guess to make new stuff, there's nothing really new to make that I care about. I don't feel like there's any item I'm short on.
Cloud, by analyzing the LifeSpring data, I was able to locate an old Republic transmitter chip. It appears to be in the pass leading to the reactor. The terrain you will need to traverse is littered with scrap metal and other such debris. Please watch your step.
I feel like I'm a little more wired having like my first coffee after having everything done this morning. I got up a little early and then like didn't drink anything before breakfast, had like a full thing. I can just kind of feel its effects more. Did I appear before? No, I went through the little alleyway. Okay, I didn't go to that I didn't go to that tower. Suppose it's an error. Is there something up here?
Yeah.
That. There's one there. All right. How do I get down? Keep bouncing, Cloud. How do I get down? Maybe I need a chocobo? Oh, we can call chocobos now. Nice. By the way. This is like a very intricate level. Like compared to like the grasslands or something that's just kind of open. Way down. I gotta figure out a way to get up there. What is this? Oh, here it is. Oh, we were pretty precise here. What the fuck? Oh. That was weird. Jesus. Just reach your neck out a little bit. Okay, so there should be one of the divine things around here. Chadley's gonna get all
Legend
jacked up.
holds that each time Kujata appears before humans, it takes on a different form. It's been seen wreathed in raging flame, cloaked in chilling ice, and bathed in crackling lightning. For
Here?
this reason, the people of Gongaga have worshipped it as an embodiment of nature itself for generations.
I missed where they said to go there. Did it go up? That way? What's this? Oh, that's the airstrip. Confusing. Oh, here we go. Nice.
Taking over.
Will do. What hit me there?
It's on you.
If you insist.
Fuck.
Honestly.
This is really chaotic.
Got you now. That one did ya?
Where's my team?
Here I go.
That was a really janky battle. Really annoying when you get right back in the chocobo. There should be like a, give me like a half-second lockout. Get another way to climb on this thing, which I appreciate. It's a tall tree. So there's the temple is. Okay. It's nice to get the view here. I wonder how I get over there. Hey, how you doing? You gone already? All right. So that's the tunnel. There's the shrine over there. I need some heals here. Go down first. Okay, so the thing's over there. But how do I think I'm gonna be able to leap up that way? Let's go this way. Oh, sick. This is new. I haven't really mentioned this. I don't know. I just hadn't seen it yet. Hey, this is like a fucking sick song. I really like the look and score of this game too. I don't know, it's just, I think it kind of depends on what you played or what you were exposed to when you were a little kid, you know what I mean? Like, I just saw one of the early Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy 3, aka Final Fantasy 6, just when I was a kid at my friend's house. And so it was just like, yes, this is what I was looking for. But I think if you play different things when you got younger, you may just never get into this kind of game. But this one they like really like broke the bank with. They went so all out with this game. Pretty impressive. I haven't played like really any Final Fantasies once they got into double digits, to be honest. 10 I finished when I was like 10 I finished, like 12 I kind of quit on, and then I haven't really been interested in many of them since then. But that like 6, 7, 8 period, like I remember those. 9 too, it's a good game. But I agree with you, man. This one looks pretty good. Okay, where am I going? This is where I came from, right? So how do I get over there? Yeah. For some people, it's like what ones they can play with their friends, and for some people, it's like which ones you play by yourself are the ones that like really get you. For me, it was the ones that I could play by myself. I was an only child. It makes more sense to get into a more like individual game when you were brothers and sisters to like fight over. And when I was younger, all my friends were older than me. So like fighting games and sports games, I just kind of get wrecked a lot. I guess it probably made me better to play with people who are older than me. Alright, this is confusing. How do I get there? Alright, let's start by getting as close to it as I can. Unless I don't run my chocobo into a wall. What have you been playing lately? I gotta get up this way. Okay, this is where they showed me where to go. And if I go up here, it just stops. Right? Little cavern. I wish I'd pay a bit more attention to that thing. Okay, I gotta get up here so I can bounce off that mushroom. So let's loop around to here. There's a path. Okay, good. Okay, this is good. Alright. Problem solved. Enemies are hard here. Ooh, how do you like the big swing?
Going in. Nothing to it.
Alright. More doable. Should I go that way? No. I should go in here and get the little temple thing. This place is huge. Wow. Oh, this is really beautiful. What's over here? This guy, I was watching a podcast I watched called Drop Frames yesterday. kind of made a good point that's like, it's obvious. I'm not sure why I really didn't think of it before. But like, it very much, circle, circle, square, square, XX. Got it. 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Oops, I fucked up. Yeah. I was thinking about how little attention the new Avatar movie got. Circle, circle, square, square, XX. I was thinking about how little attention the last Avatar movie got. I guess it was like over a year ago it came out, which is kind of crazy, but like, did it get any Oscar nominations or like anything? It just kind of seems like no one really cares about it. I saw it. It was pretty impressive. But there's something about it that like just doesn't have the same magic, with everything being so computer animated.
I hope we can
I don't
procure
know.
data from other crystals as well.
Thanks for your input. Thanks for your input, Chadley. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the like the fact that the last third of the movie was essentially one action sequence. That was impressive. Had some twists to it. Maybe the other ones would be better, but it does feel a little weird. Like there's like a, you know, like a CGI girl in like the water tribe area, and the camera's like running down her like she's sexy. She's like attractive to one of the kids. Like stop, like this is kind of a weird sequence, don't you think? Like stop running the camera over like the teenage animated girl. We don't have to get into all that. But I enjoyed it. I'm intrigued what's gonna happen with Sigourney Weaver's character. She's got some magical powers going on. Okay, next tower's over that way. Oops. That was awkward. Why can't you just bounce me up on top of this thing? Where's this fiend intel? We're here in the corner? Okay. Where? I remember the first Avatar was like the first Avatar movie. Like I was silent for like 10 minutes after that movie. It just blew my mind. My friend's like, "What'd you think about it?" I was like, I couldn't even talk. I was so impressed by that. Like they did such a good with like they did such a good job with like the organic qualities of it. Just a little bit different in this time, I think. Maybe it's like a pandemic thing. People's movie taste seems to have kind of changed. Okay, how do I get up there? I'm trying to rethink what I think about this Chocobo jungle arrangements. I just ran into a fern and they stopped me. I'm on a Chocobo. I got stopped by a fern. Understand? What was I saying with the podcast? Oh, alright. It made a good point that I didn't really remember. Like, I thought about, but like, just how much all the minigames and all the stuff is, like, primarily filler, essentially. Like, the game's story itself is not terribly long, but this is probably going to be like a 100-hour playthrough for me in a completionist style. So, I don't know. I respect people getting the money's worth, right? And they have to make one full long game from 1997 into 3 full games that are worth $80 each.
Uh-oh. It seems
Fair.
we crossed into fiend territory. Look alive, people. Rare grand
Won't take long.
These guys are gonna mess me up. And I'm not that healed.
Peaceful creatures, which use their claws not for combat, but for unearthing instincts.
Okay, what are their weaknesses? Weakness to fire, a rare Grandhorn variant that grew skilled in battle in order to protect his community. The liquid excretes from its claws dulls enemies' movements. Attacking it twice while his guardian causes it to counterattack. Hitting with powerful the guardian counterattack will pressure it. Hitting with powerful offensive abilities while his guardian counterattack will pressure it. They'll only register effective while is counterattacking. Okay.
They pair off to build nests and races.
Okay, I need to get full.
Those unable to find partners eventually take the role of
Wow, what the fuck just happened to me there? This is crazy.
newborns from heart.
Yeah, this game mostly is fun.
While would-be trespassers,
What is happening to me?
the social structures Grandhorn need to be worthy to further investigate. Heal us while you can.
Okay, I need you to do something this way. Oh shit, we don't have enough.
Fight through it.
We're done. Team is gonna die. This is really annoying. I have to redo this one.
Just in case.
Jesus.
I'm your one.
This is chaos. Go get him, big guy. I got a lot of Phoenix Downs. Might as well use them.
Victory is all but guaranteed.
Get him! Get him! What's my limit break? Magic Mog Box? I love it. Okay, so we're gonna have to do that again. We didn't get a pressure on him.
Well, you're always welcome to make another attempt.
Okay, where's my nearest Chocobo stop?
That was a very impressive showing. So impressive, in fact, that I was...
And I was in charge of calibrating its difficulty level. We put a lot of
These seem like Final Fantasy XIV
Don't give it a
characters,
try.
to some degree. Alright, so is there a nearby Chocobo stop? Kind of. Can I teleport back here if I wanted to? Yes. Okay, so teleport to Chocobo stop. This game's got a big difference between how you would play it really clean versus how you would play it with like most of like the extra content. Honestly, like to play this game on hard, which is only unlocked after you finish the game, and without doing much of the extra stuff, you'd have a much leaner toolkit. It would actually probably be pretty challenging, which is good. Okay, I gotta pressure an enemy by saving up for a big attack while they're guarding.
rare Grandhorn variant detected. Next to that, generally speaking, Grandhorn is a peaceful creature
I gotta save up.
They're off to build nests and raise their young. Those unnamed by partners eventually take up the role of protector, guarding best brothers, and keeping the
I gotta save up when they're guarding for a big attack.
coloration is a warning while one is trespassing. That is social structures grant organizations. Necessary worthy for further investigation.
Here.
Scanning immediate surroundings.
Yes, there we go. Nice. Okay, now try to beat them up quickly. Alright, get him, fellas.
Keep it together.
Alright, Moogle. Buff. Move over to Yuffie. Get a fire elemental going on here. She's just getting. Sometimes she just gets blasted.
I believe in you.
Oh, good. Alright. Nice. Got it done.
Battle objective completed. I knew you had it in you. Way to go.
Those ones actually quite tough because they're both really, really tanky. And they kind of stand on each other and just blow you up. Oh, I'm at 1 health. Did I die? I didn't even notice. Part of it is like they make it challenging for you by having to do certain spells or having to like have certain conditions. It kind of complicates things a little bit. We love it. Okay, trying to go over to here to get this next little tower here. So we're going. Okay, my mini map's not showing it. Well, I guess it only shows up in towns. We go this way. This is the one I missed. So do you like to watch games that you don't really think you're going to play? Or do you like to watch games that you are going to play to see how other people do it? I'm closer to that. Some people kind of play vicariously through people if they don't think they're going to like ever bother to play a game, a certain one. How do I get up here? There. So I guess I have to use a mushroom from somewhere, yeah? There's something I'm missing. How do I get up here? Is it that mushroom here? How do I get up here? Okay. Doesn't look like you can climb anywhere. Basically have to get here on top of this thing. Maybe I'll try going up this hill here, see if I can get an vantage point. Oops. Is that the Mako reactor? Can I get back down? I gotta get the sniffy thing. Okay, here. Yeah, that's a good moment. I like watching playthroughs of games that I like, that people have like insanely in-depth knowledge of, that like just to give me like more insight into it. Like there's a channel called the Outer Heaven Network that just basically, well, I don't know, they don't seem to be as active anymore, but they basically just like non-stop play all of the Metal Gear Solid games with insane knowledge and detail of the games. That kind of channel, because the Kojima games are so intricate with so many Easter eggs. Like, I'm not going to play that game like a million times to learn all those details, you know what I mean? So to watch someone else do it and just to see how much like love and attention and detail was put into like the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games especially, that is really interesting. Some of my favorite games, there are channels that are like just basically always on, no mic, no commentary playthroughs. Just like someone playing the game. And especially some of these games that are like real story classics with amazing music. Sometimes I'll just kind of put those on to like to just kind of be into that game for like an hour or something. I enjoy that too. I used to watch a lot of League of Legends streams like early on in Twitch because the game was so new to me. I had to learn how to play. I'll usually watch a game if I'm trying to learn it, like a competitive game. I enjoy that a lot too. This leads to the Mako Reactor. This is a huge level, as they always are. I really like those games. I like them for taking sort of the trappings of a genre and then just making it so crazy, so like hallucinating, so surreal. I think that's great. It's really cool to like execute on a genre, but to instead like make something really, really, really weird and out there and fun with it. That kind of lets something stand the test of time, I think, pretty well. Respect that a lot. How do I get to this fucking tower? And just especially when you're watching someone who knows the ins and outs of a game like Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2, you get to see just how much they put into it. Like, some of the physics in that game and the details of what things are breakable, like put games, even 25 years later, totally to shame. Like, totally to shame. I'm missing something. How can I not get up here? There's always like some detail I'm missing. I know I can't get up here. It must be this mushroom. Yeah. Good old snake eater. Some people think that's the best one. Just for being the most fun. 2 is incredibly intricate, but also some people think is a little pretentious. 1 is very, very good, but a little rocky. 2 improves on 1 in a lot of ways. But 3 is like a fun ride with a lot of really, really cool like mechanics to it. How do I get up here? I gotta go over here and cross over. So from here, how do I get up? This looks encouraging. The owl go. Okay, that's the way to cross over to the towel. So I think the tower, not the towel. And so I think the owl's leading me up top here. You want me to go this way, buddy? All right, I'm coming. I remember like 10 years ago or something, me and my friend, like, we had nothing to do basically. We were like basically graduated and just chilling. Smoked a lot of weed and just like played games. And I had like sort of leftover money from being done school, and he was just literally playing poker to pay his rent. And we just like had like a 6-month period where all we did was just like chill at my house and smoke lots of pot and play video games. And we replayed Final Fantasy VII at that point. And I really felt like my conclusion was the game was a mess. We thought the story was a total mess. These games coming out and having to revisit the story, watch some videos, watch some breakdowns to figure out what's going on exactly with like what they're changing. You have to kind of know the original to kind of appreciate how they're changing this one. I do understand it more. I do think it was like totally mystifying and confusing when it came out. And like, I don't know. It's a funny balance, right? Like, do you think something should need exhaustive breakdowns for you to understand because it's intricate, which is a good thing? Or do you think that the game should be kind of obvious? How do I get over there? This thing's somewhere in the middle, you know what I mean? I think it's somewhere in the middle. I remember I watched a David Lynch movie in high school with this girl who I was friends with, Emily. And we watched Mulholland Drive. And I was like, fucking, I don't know how old I was, 17? Try to understand Mulholland Drive the first time you see it at 17. I didn't get anything from it at all. But then she like sent me this whole write-up on the movie, which made me appreciate it a lot more. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you realize that someone like David Lynch is a fucking genius. And that Mulholland Drive and Blue Velvet are like literally close to perfect movies. I saw some other ones. Lost Highway is quite good. Straight Story is quite good.
It's over.
Who are you hitting? Damn it. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. Inland Empire is like totally almost impossible to understand. I don't even like that one that much. It's a little too much for me. But I've watched Mulholland Drive only twice. But I've watched Blue Velvet like 4 or 5 times at least easily. It's so amazing. That was really difficult.
Going in. Let's finish this.
Blue Velvet is like so perfectly like hits a attitude of like that 50s nostalgia and like that softness of the music and the culture with like that real threat of violence under it. Have I played Shadow of the Colossus? I have. I've never played The Last Guardian, and I've never played Ico, but I have played Shadow of the Colossus, and it's like an unforgettable experience. Like, in terms of what we're talking about, I saw the new Dune movie on Saturday, and that's the kind of thing where they did such a good job of making the plot understandable to sort of like a regular moviegoer, while also doing a really good job of making some of the things that are not too obvious about the first book, like how dangerous a messianic figure could be. And I think they accentuated that pretty well. However, a lot of the things about Dune that I like the most are how like weird and like insane some of the segments are when Paul Atreides starts taking spice. And you feel like it's one of those books where you feel so smart when you're reading it, because because Frank Herbert did such a good job of making you these segments where he's writing out Paul seeing like the infinite futures and like true awareness. That's like genius level awareness. Those are the most exhilarating parts of the book. But that's not really in the movie at all. He just becomes sort of like essentially like a conventional empowered hero. I understand. Okay, let's just do the towers. We'll go due west. I thought the fight scene, there's sort of like a quintessential fight scene near the end of Dune 2 that I thought was like really, really well done. Like bare bones, like quiet. I think this is the wrong way. Like, a lot of times, obviously, fight scenes in movies are super over-edited and really, like, frenetic. And they try to make it seem exciting by the number of cuts. That's a little boring, I think. It's not that skillful. But this is one where not only do they seem like they're fighting in like a good way, but also how did I get to that mushroom? But also they like, it's pretty like kinetic, man. Really good. There's a bridge broken if you can just have to swim in the water to get over here. Yeah. And a lot of, I guess, like, martial arts movies are like that, too. Heavily edited fight scenes. I mean, not that those guys aren't, like, insane athletes anyway. I guess it's just kind of like a style. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you'll see something on Twitter about, like, I don't know, the average amount of cuts in a movie, or the average length of a shot in a movie by decade or something. Whatever things people manage to somehow dredge up. And they're just like, our attention spans are getting, like, murdered constantly. And it's hard. Like, do you accept that your attention span is what it is and try to watch things that you enjoy and not get bored? Or do you, like, try to work on your attention span like a muscle? I had a friend who's like, I watch movies 30 minutes at a time. Like, I don't want to do more than that. It's the best way that works for me. And at that moment, and like in that moment, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, try a little harder, man. Like, you're never going to get anything emotional from a movie if you're watching it 30 minutes at a time, like on a TV at home.
I've unearthed information about a particularly rare monster. Deep in the forest lurks a fiend so foul. Pardon me. So foul, the mere mention of it induces nausea. This noxious pest may be negatively impacting the biome. I suggest you expedite its removal.
Like, it has to be a really, really, really sad movie. A movie has to be really, really sad. Like, I watched The Whale. The Whale, like, I was definitely feeling a little feeling a little golf ball in my throat when I watched that one. Or there's other sad movies too, for sure. But it has to be a very, very sad movie for me to be watching it at home and to really feel something. You know what I mean? It has to like hit me pretty close to home or something. But there's something about the big screen that like really takes me away. Where like I can be really, really touched by a lot more movies. And I'm just so much more emotionally like involved. That's why it's so great. There's like a film critic I like who compares watching a movie in a theater versus watching a movie at home to like watching a shark watching a shark pass you in the ocean versus seeing a fish in an aquarium. I think it's like such a true metaphor.
Would you mind rounding up all the mooglets for me?
Yeah, me too. I also feel like I guess I'm starting to like mature a little bit, and increasingly something like your sort of conventional big blockbuster and your more kind of simple myths, like I kind of care less about, and now I just more like I think you kind of understand that everyone has their own motivations and like no one is evil and no one is good to some degree. And the more that a movie can show that is real art. Like that challenge. Like that challenge of like no easy answers. Fuck. I find that a lot more interesting now. Like even Dune being very, very good, I'm still like, this is still like children's entertainment basically. We're all like grown-up children now. In like the Marvel generation. Like the Marvel era was all like, we're very much just, these are all children's movies. No matter how well you execute them, they're still children's movies. That hit me? Is this a joke? Can you get in there, please? Thank you. There's only one more. How do I get this guy here? Do I chase this guy all the way over? Oh, the old double shot, eh? Oh shit, I can't get hit a third time or this gets ruined. Alright, he's pretty close. Okay, that was a little, that got a little dicey there for a second.
You're a lifesaver, Kupo.
I have some friends who, like, when I go see movies with them, like, they'll question mark afterwards of like, yeah, but why did that character do that thing? You know that.
Mog and Mag established the very first Moogle Emporium way back when. Their 7 children went on to open up branches all over the world, Kupo. Oh, I wish my Mooglets would take a page out of their book.
Yeah, The Watchmen is a great the Watchmen is a great example regardless of what we're talking about. And that it's
Can't catch me.
The Watchmen's insane. Like, I have probably read, I don't know, I can't say more than like half because Alan Moore is a huge amount of work, but I've read a lot of Alan Moore, and I've read pretty much all of like the long form stuff he's done. And I remember the first time I read The Watchmen, I read 3/4 of it at night. How does this work? I read it at night, and then I stopped and stared at the wall, and then I read the last section again, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up in the morning, I read the last section again. Like, I've never seen anything like it. But it's a funny kind of discussion. Like, to be like, I remember seeing movies with a friend of mine. He's like, well, why would that person do this thing? Or like, it's so crazy that this is what they are. And to some degree, it's like, well, that's just the context of this story. And I think it kind of shows like a misunderstanding of like how different people can view things, to just think that there's a right or a wrong answer for how a character should behave in a movie. The Watchmen is so good. I also think From Hell is incredible. V for Vendetta is very, very interesting and original. It doesn't really do that much for me personally. I did not finish Jerusalem, his like 2-part novel about growing up in whatever town he grew up in. I couldn't finish it. That was too heavy for me. I have Swamp Thing. I don't think I finished it, but I have Swamp Thing. I haven't read any League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I've read some of like the other things, like his takes on certain. This is cool. I've read like some Alan Moore, like he did. I don't know. He said certain takes on other of like the big superheroes, right? I can't really remember which ones I've read as well. Yeah. Rorschach and Adrian Veidt are like two of the most interesting parts of that book. Adrian Veidt basically saying that, like, which something I think is true, which is essentially that humanity will never unite except versus an external threat, and to like manipulate that and not really caring about being the villain is like one of the most interesting things in any book, I think. Unreal.
Dangerous fiends may be in the vicinity. Exercise caution. Rare Gagi-Gandhi dairy is infected. Commencing guidance protocol. Known best for its distinct fangs, the Gagi-Gandhi is believed to have migrated to these lands from a faraway continent. There it was revered as a sacred creature and featured in the family crests of royalty. While it's unclear how and why the Gagi-Gandhi became established in Gongaga,
The Gagi-Gandhi of Gongaga? What are we doing?
Recent reports suggest the creatures have begun to expand.
What are we
their
doing?
territory. Their presence has undoubtedly altered the Gongaga ecosystem, and I hope you will assist me in my quest to find out how.
I got your number.
Hitting them with powerful offensive abilities while they're waiting to ambush prey will pressure them. After pressure, stagger.
Come on! Keep it up!
Don't think you'll walk away from this!
These are not as hard as the other ones. Here comes a big spin move. Hey!
Deal
Coming.
Congratulations! You managed to complete all Intel objectives.
Rorschach was a true hero that died as a villain. Can you remind me like how that part worked? It's been a while since I've read The Watchmen. But that's also like, isn't like, I forget how it works. Like, is Veidt sort of a hero for like getting his, kind of like Batman in The Dark Knight? He like kind of got what he needed done for the benefit of humanity without really caring about his own personal,
Great job!
without his own personal effect.
We've amassed a considerable amount of data on the fiends within the
Am I forgetting
Gonzalez
some
region.
details here?
On Charlie's behalf, allow me to express my gratitude.
My, I must insist that you not put words in my mouth. Oh, but I am.
I don't remember what happens to Rorschach.
And to prove it, I have made a new combat trial so that you may test your might. A fitting gift, I should think.
I really like this song, man. Something's happened in the last little bit where like they get into like the vocal part more often. I'm definitely here for it. The chocobo runs to you, so even if you call the chocobo, you can keep running, and it'll catch up to you. It's so sick. Okay, where am I going next? We're going all the way to the edge. Got it. There's also... This is where the camera shot is. Along this water. So. What am I doing here? There's a lot of goodies here. Oh, this is like a real GTA 5 moment here, having this thing here. This is one of those movable cranes, right? This will probably end up being something I have to go to later. Too big not to be something they'll use. Oh, don't run to the pillar. Where's this? Where's the camera spot? There's nothing here yet, but surely there will be later. Can I get through here? No. God damn it. This is like a slightly maddening navigation prospect sometimes. Also, one thing the game is a bit weird about is like if you go from a bright lit area to a dark lit area, the game's like brightness settings don't necessarily catch up quickly. A lot of times you're like, where am I? Am I in there yet? Okay. So now I'm like, how do I climb up to these higher segments that they so clearly want me to go to? Not through here. Maybe someone do this mushroom. I'll go over here and see. Will this let me climb? Maybe. It's encouraging. Where do I go? Nothing here. Not gonna let me go there. That's the water. There's a mushroom here. See where this takes me. This is backtracking, yeah? Not really. Okay, this looks like upwards. You can always fast travel backwards. So you should always just go as far as you can. Deal with the consequences later. Okay, let's check our item transmuting. The planet's mercy is the thing we're missing now. It's hard to get new stuff currently. Can I go over here? No? There's a plant in the way. I can't go down. There's a plant in the way. Alright, come on. Okay. Got a ramp here. It's encouraging. There's a beautiful view. There's a sort of castle there. I'm not going to drop down. I'm going to go this way. I'll not take the stairs. I'm going to go up first. Ever upward, only reluctantly downward. Hey, buddy. God, these things are so fucking cute. God damn it. A lot of the chocobo stops are in like a little more remote location here. Before they were just like kind of by the side of the road. God, buddy. I've been petting these guys. Secretly feel very guilty about it. Okay, hold on. I should probably go find the tower first. That kick is so funny. Shit. Oh no. I didn't mean. Where am I? Okay, I've already been here. Back to the chocobo stop. What's this? Observation tower? Okay, that was cover a lot of ground there on that tree. Ooh. Okay. So have I been up on this thing before? Maybe there's multiple observation towers. I remember this wording, but I don't think I've been here before. This thing's huge. Do, 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 do. Up here. What's the purpose of this? It's pretty nice. The way the distances look on the map compared to how they look on your screen is sometimes kind of striking. Get out of the way, fellers. Little minor one. Right? We're going this way. Whole squad on green chocos. That way it looks like closer to the tower, more likely to get there. It's a dead end. Come on, Cloud, get in there. Mix it up. I should use them less than I do, honestly.
It's over.
Here goes.
Tifa's pretty fun to use. She's also got a lot of moves. Oh. They're like little babushka dolls. I like that. Ugh.
Not bad, but not my best.
Okay. So here's something I want to check. Who is still working on an item? Bear and Red 13 are still working on their next ability, so I should be using them. This is a slide up pole, not a slide down pole. Roger that. Chocobo? Hey, buddy. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm coming, hold your horses. Hold your acorn butt. God, they're so cute. Infuriating. Okay, let's see what kind of pet we got. Any new pets? Oh, chubby cheeks. I love it. Okay, go back the way it was. Go to the tower. Where'd that rope bridge come from? Wait, how do I climb this bad boy? Is it that branch thing? Okay, it's over here. Okay, I gotta make sure I find a way up that branch. I gotta climb. In here, right? Oh, I think it's this thing. It's good, man. And it's just become better too. Something about it has become better. It's like a crossing the desert montage sequence. I guess I just get more time in it. Before I was he's kind of getting interrupted before. A lot of territory left. Okay, let's check out what's in here first. There's little bunnies here. That means there's someplace to dig. Okay. What's the story of these runes? Ruins. 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 Pretty nice. Definitely need at least one or two of these in a jungle area. Fiend Intel Modern by Mako. These guys?
Mutant Grandhorn detected nearby.
We fight two different kinds of these guys. Oh.
Prolonged exposure to Mako has reduced their impulse control. Unlike most Grandhorns, this variant lacks
I got a pressure and stagger. It periodically restrains a target with Earthbound, but these binds can be broken by staggering the creature. Attacking it twice while it is guarding will cause it to counterattack. Though its guard will reflect range attacks, hitting it with powerful abilities will pressure it. Okay. Same as before.
Long-term effects of Mako poisoning on both flora and fauna are still not fully understood. But the world needs to know. I hope you'll see the investigation. Currently gathering combat data on target.
Oh. There we go. That was my new ability. Gale Impulse? No. Electric Impulse? No. Charging Uppercut? I still need this? God damn. Okay, Barrett, use Infinity's End. Red 13. What's your new one? Watcher's Respite. Deplete the Vengeance Gaze to heal allies. Man, this guy's gonna be kind of hard. These guys are so easy to pressure as long as you save one ability. He just isn't. This guy's got a lot of health. Get him, fellas. Alright, Bear's got a limit break. Damn, I can smell the staggers. Keep spinning. Oh shit, I didn't kill him in time. This guy's really tanky.
Take over.
Let's do this. Don't overdo it.
Alright, gotta try that one again.
While that was glorious, I can't
How do you play games like this? Do you focus on main story and then go back and do side stuff, or do it again? It depends on the game. This one is not even clear when the story is going to take you out of a new area, although honestly they do give you adequate warning. So you kind of just, early on I learned not to do too much side stuff early because the story is going to take you to most places, or at least take you forward. But it depends on the game. I really like it when there's like a clear time for side quests, honestly. Not every game gives you that. Okay, I'd use this party for these guys. Yeah, the guy with the gun arm is like, especially in the first game, the one that came out in 2019. He was like especially like cartoonishly kind of like Mr. T. He's a little more like nuanced and like emotional now. He's a good dude. He's also a very effective character. It's really tanky and like helps his teammates well. Despite being ranged, most of his abilities are kind of like around assisting his teammates and being like hard to kill.
I'm ending this.
Is he weak to fire? Okay, so I need to watch out my teammates a little bit here. Like, the reason I'm using this party is because this party really, once someone is staggered, aka stunned, which is like the key to defeating bosses, this group really, really does a ton of damage to them. Missed my ability, totally.
So it's my turn? Get ready.
it's just so much more damage on the main stuns with this one. It's incredible. It's actually incredible. Tifa especially just gets you into these incredible combos. It's nuts. She's really good. Ridiculous how good they are. She's like, when someone's staggered, which is like basically exploiting their weakness, they take 160% damage. To the best of my knowledge, she's the only person who can increase that percentage multiplier so that you can just absolutely take down bosses in one stun. No one else can do that except her, that I'm aware of. Maybe I'm wrong though. Oops. The wrong person. You can get 3 pre-made parties. You have 7 party members, and Cloud is mandatory. So, with 3 pre-made parties, you can have 3 different groups that together all use all 7 of your party members. Cloud and 2-3, Cloud and 4-5, Cloud and 6-7. I like that. You can switch it up even more if you want, but I think it makes sense to kind of make 3. People have more or less overlapping usages. There is overlap for sure. What am I doing here? Yeah, she's just... Tifa is just so useful. This party is the squishiest, with these 2 girls, but their like ability to like take down a boss's weakness and one-shot a boss is so effective. Thank you, thank you. I'm inspired. I'm very talented. Understanding the game like Bobby Fischer understood chess. Yeah, it's just pure skill. I'm expecting to be contacted by the game developers any moment now to put together some instructional videos. I think everyone will appreciate it.
As many local residents would attest, Kujata can harness and wield the elements of fire, ice, and lightning. Furthermore, it can strike down its foes with the combined might of all 3. A shocking, chilling, and burning attack.
Keep it together.
It's pretty crazy, man. If you're really good with her, you can like basically juggle people and do them, hit them into some air combos like your Dante. Underrated detail. I do find the rate that the camera spins around is a bit slow sometimes. Better than the alternative, I guess. Where am I going? It's so messy. This feels like I'm going the wrong way. I shouldn't have gone up here. Okay, that's more of like a quick way down. Got it. We still climbing. This is really cool though. To have finding intel about like the great god beast of the area. The essential reason you go through all of this. That was a long climb. The whole area basically is oriented around this. Really, Bobby Fletcher. I wish I was more in tune with the North Dakota champion checkers scene. 2 years ago? 2 years ago? Year and a half ago? Circle X, circle, circle, square, circle. Circle X, circle, circle, square, circle. Year and a half ago, I drove from like Great Lakes region, like Toronto, to Vancouver, and I drove through the U.S. And I was so excited. I did the trip twice in 6 months, so the second time I just kind of rushed through it. But the first time I was so excited because a lot of places like Montana I don't remember ever being through before. I really like Montana a lot. That place is amazing. But I stopped in North Dakota actually. And I stayed overnight in like a nearby town to Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And it was basically like an oil town, like with like a temporary kind of place for oil workers and like their citizens, like and like their families, you know what I mean? Like not like basically like a false community with like subdivisions and everything. And then I was about 40 minutes away from Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And I went there, I spent like a half day there hiking through and like feeding bison apples and walking around and seeing mountain goats and all these things. It was just the most beautiful thing. It's like one of the most amazing areas I've ever seen in my life, honestly. Absolutely astounding. One of the most like unique environmental areas. Where are these treasure chests at? No, let me down this way, okay. Where's this chest gonna be? Oh, here it is. How did I miss that? A Phoenix Draft, what is that? Probably like a full heal from Revive. There's a video of this guy asking today's college students where Mount Rushmore is. Some of them said Canada. It's a funny thing about America. It's so big. So it'll have national monuments and important things in such like vastly different places. There's no possible stupider answer than Canada though for that. For sure. What exactly did you think was gonna happen? But that is like a good indication of what Americans think about Canada. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fair criticism of my dear country that we don't have a whole lot of identity. It is very, very funny to think that there's a mountain of the 5 preeminent early US presidents in a different country. Oh my God. I have a bunch of friends I play League of Legends with, and most of them are American. And one of them is always like, it's always continues to amaze me. It never stops amazing me how much more you know about my country's history than I do. And just at some level, he's kind of saying it like you're wasting your time knowing it. But at some other level, it also serves as like a roast of his country's education system, which is like one of the easiest things to do. I love playing like a lot of games with like American gamers. Guys who think that like if you have to poop 30 minutes after eating that you're pooping out the meal that you just ate. Like, did you never have a science teacher? You really think that's what's happening here? Okay, I gotta go south. See if I can find that little camera location. Looks like it's this way. Alright, where's the view here? That? That over the water? I think it's about there. It's just, I wonder why the... I feel like we're kind of like between eras though, you know what I mean? Like for so much of the past, I don't know how long, over a decade, maybe 2 decades, people like, why would I get a classical education? It's so much better to get like a science degree. Like it's so much better to get a STEM degree because it's like better earning capability and all those things. But I think people are kind of coming around a little bit, mostly because like your post-secondary education like just doesn't really matter at this point. I think it's pretty clear that like to become past like a midwit, it's got nothing really to do with school. And in my experience, the more education someone has, in most circumstances, like the dumber they are. There's a lot of people who are like really like good engineers and coders and everything, and obviously you get a lot of education for that, and it's totally justified. But most people I know who have like stayed in school to get like a master's or a PhD, like I don't think they're smarter. I think they just wanted to have like a safe experience of getting more like credentials without like actually being in the world. Okay, I'm not gonna fight the Marlboro now. This is like one of like the penultimate fights you do. Can I fast travel here later? Yeah, but do it later. I'm gonna turn around, go back this way. But I think it's kind of coming around that people are going to start realizing that, like me personally, I took a lot of English courses and film courses. I took a lot of science courses in like the early years of university, of college. But ultimately the ones I regret not taking are like philosophy and like logic courses and things just to kind of like teach you how to think. Because the specific education you get doesn't really matter in terms of where your life goes, in my opinion. I think for most people that's true. Outside of, I don't know, like medical training. But like to get like a classical education to some degree in terms of like reading stuff that most people think is just sort of like Western colonial bullshit. I don't know if it's necessarily true. But you kind of have to understand where like what came before you. But ultimately I think things like philosophy, like learning how to think, learning how to like discuss. A lot of people can't argue without emotion being in it. You know what I mean? Like people can't really I think it's really hard for people to have like an actual like a debate of ideas without it becoming something emotional and personal. They get pissed. You have to get past that to survive in life. I agree. There's lots of like Google certification. There's a lot of ways that like you always could teach yourself everything. It was always available to us, but it's never been more available. And plus with large language models, like I think that takes away a lot of like the intermediate steps for coding, any sort of like tech education, any sort of like entertainment stuff like camera work or editing, all those things. A lot of really successful, like a pretty consistent theme of successful people has always been to do it yourself and not like be reliant on other people giving you the education. I'm really into a lot of like movies and pay attention to movie directors a lot. And that's a pretty common theme. Let's say of like some of like, I mean, there's not even that many famous movie directors anymore. It's kind of like we're more in like a studio producer system currently. There's not a lot of like big name directors who are like really the shit, but like some of the examples of the ones who are still working, who are still like beasts, who are on the latter end of their career, like James Cameron taught himself everything just out of like printouts of college paper. He lived near Berkeley or Stanford or USC or something, and he just realized you can just go to any of these schools and just print up everything and just teach it yourself, while he was working as like a trucker. Quentin Tarantino has such like a unique view because he taught himself essentially everything, like working in a movie theater and like just really finding esoteric shit. Paul Thomas Anderson, who is like probably, I think, like one of like the modern greats, though his movies aren't really necessarily appealing to a lot of people compared to like a Tarantino or a James Cameron, but like artistically speaking, the guy is like an absolute monster, and still like really consistently prolific. Paul Thomas Anderson would very much like thought film school was a bundle of horse shit, and like he's like, I don't know, he's like, go back to like these 1940s and 50s movies or 50s movies and listen to like the audio track of a director commenting on a movie he made. You'll learn more from that than you ever could from like 20 years. I don't know. He says you can learn more from the audio track of John Sturges talking about Bad Day at Black Rock, which is from 55, than you ever could from 20 years of film school. Good purpose. Okay, I'm lost. What do I get here? The area is so hard to navigate. There's so many rocks. Yeah. I think everyone should feel that way. And what is smarts anyway? You know what I mean? I guess the only thing that really says whether someone's smart or not is like how close they are to being happy and like how free they are in life. Some people think smart is like book smart or street smart or whatever. But like, what is smart except the ability to sort of like understand your life and make the most of it? There's a million different ways there's a million different ways to be that way. How do I get here? The fuck? Yeah, I also think mental health is part of it. You know what I mean? Like being able to like think clearly from a young age and to like know who you are from a young age. I think those are pretty important details. You have to like know who you are and what you want early, like specifically, and to go for it. What is this training facility? Above me? How do I get up there? I think it's a pretty consistent thing as well. Like to be honestly, it's kind of sad to say, but if you ever want to be like top percentage in whatever thing you are, you have to kind of be on it pretty early. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be like a pro gamer, or if you want to be an athlete, or you want to be a musician, basically for anything, you have to be basically like already on the train by, I don't know what, 16? Earlier maybe? Like the more that you're a child prodigy in something, the higher your like ceiling is for how good you could be at something. You might burn out, but to be like the greatest ever, like a Mozart or something, you have to be like, you have to be in it pretty early. How the fuck do I get up there? Like the kids who have like a piano in hand by like 4 or something. I'm fucking lost. Okay, this is pretty clearly above. How do I find a way to climb? Get up there, you fucking chocobo. This level is really hard to navigate. It's a little bit frustrating. Okay, up. Ever upward. See if that helps. Started playing music when I was around 13. I never wanted to be famous or play music. I never had a single lesson, but had a book on major guitar chords. And that's all it takes. But you're giving like the right example. You know what I mean? Of like, passion comes from like, people will find it if they really want something. And there's lots of people who like the idea of it, but will never really stick with it. There's a million people who try to teach themselves guitar. And then for every million people like that, there's that one Jimi Hendrix who's just going to play it regardless of whether he understands it or not, and just keep going. Some people are just obsessive. It's like one of the most important human characteristics, I think. To be like indefatigable and obsessive. Hey buddy, what's going on, Sid? You want to learn electric guitar? Hell yeah. What do I want to learn? I was like piano, I was like cello. Okay. What is that? I have to get up here, I think, but I see no method of being able to do that. This means I'm probably coming at it from the wrong spot. Freebird? Classic? There's a little like marking of a mountain here. Why is that? Oh, it's where I dug up the little thingy. This way is not the way for sure. I also really respect people who learn how to like produce music. And you can come at it from anywhere. You can learn any instrument. You just have to kind of get into like sound and studio recording. Okay, I'm totally lost here. It really seems like this is the right way. But it's just not really working. Rebirth is really good. You don't want to play some bongro music? Is this the way? Or is this the place I was before? I think this is the same place I was before. Alright, this is not working. I'm wasting time. I think this is the next place I should go. Here, right? Yeah. No? I went to like a sexy burlesque show on Saturday that my girlfriend won like tickets for on Instagram. And like there was lots of girls doing like pole dancing and like trapeze artists and all this aerial wildness. There's one girl who was Persian, who had probably the best music literally of anybody. And it was such amazing sort of like percussion and bass to it. It was so incredible. And also, like, one of my favorite rap producers is a guy named Madlib. And Madlib does these albums called like Beat Conductor albums, where he basically is just all instrumentals, usually like 90 seconds or a minute or something like that, nothing too long. And Madlib has an album called Beat Conductor in India, which is just all Bollywood samples. It's so good. I've listened to that album probably like 100 times, literally. There's like such incredible, like percussion and like such a snap to the instruments in so much Indian music. It's so good, man. Like, it's so impressive. I've been a big Tool and System of a Down mood lately. Love me some new metal and Tool. Maynard Keynes. A classic? I had a lot of friends who were really into Tool. I never got into it myself. I was more like a hip hop fan at that point. But the crazy thing about System of a Down is to like read about System of a Down now and be like, wow, like I can't believe how different the era was. Like I feel like we're in such like a, I feel like we just don't do social commentary anymore. We're all like a cultural, we're all cultural and so self-centered in music. And like that kind of like more political era, I guess probably like Iraq War and Afghanistan and 9/11 kind of set it off. But I don't think that, I feel like that's just not the case at all anymore. Yeah, they're so good. You should check that album out if you're ever interested. Beat Conductor, as in Konducta. Beat Conductor in India. Maybe you'll recognize some like really old like 70s movies or something like that like your parents watched or something. Are you living 20 years ago, Golden Mullet Collector? Are you living the 2004 dream currently? Halo, Killzone, System of a Down, and Tool? Truly the dream. I already got this one right. Start watching some Chappelle Show too, and you'll finish the trifecta. Yeah, that was a wild show. It wasn't like that much of like a nudie thing. There were some girls who kind of like, there's a lot of chubby girls doing their dance numbers and all these things. It's more of like a everyone celebrates everyone. It wasn't like a super sexy thing, although some people were. Pretty incredible. Oh boy, that was a jump. Like there was a bunch of hip hop dancers that did like more acts than anybody, and some of those girls were like extremely, some well-built women, I gotta say. They're built different in a real good way. But mostly it's kind of like all attitude and people who are like doing an amateur show essentially. But some of the people doing like silks, where there's two like 30-foot like silk tapestries hanging from a hook in the ceiling, and they're like swinging on it and hanging themselves from it. Like trapeze and like aerial pole stuff. Those girls are beasts. There was one girl who's so ripped. Her name was she called herself Flying Abs, and she was like actually like perfectly muscled. You know what I mean? Like full toned arms. Like you could actually see her serratus. She was holding herself up like parallel to the ground on a floating pole, a pole that didn't touch the ground, it just hung. Some of these girls were like, it's like that girl was actually such a beast. Very, very impressive. And like really positive. You can also tell too, like someone who's very healthy, a lot of dancers are really healthy, you know what I mean? Like a lot of those girls have got some quad muscles. And the thing with like people who are, you can just tell how much beauty comes from health, you know what I mean? Because all those girls had like really long, healthy hair. Like regardless of how, like regardless of what you thought about them otherwise, all those girls were like clearly in, like most of those girls were really, clearly in really good shape. Like big quad muscles. You gotta respect, like, there's no skinny, there's no chicken legs in dance, you know what I mean? You want? I'd like to ride this. When I'm in the desert, I have a buggy too. I got an 8-wheeler. Chappelle Show was the shit. Also, it's so interesting to see what Chappelle is like now. Like his stand-up specials are so different than what they used to be. He used to be so silly and like they're so ridiculous. Now he's so like serious. All his specials are so like somber. He's talking about the world and the problem with transgenders and you know, whatever else is happening. It's like barely a comedy show at this point. That's fair. I mean, he can do whatever he wants the rest of his life. But that's what he wants to talk about. But I also just feel like, generally speaking, there's a lot of people who are, let's say, like 45 plus, who are like, because they didn't grow up in the internet era, they're like more affected by like the internet culture. There's so many people I feel like who are like 50, 45 plus, who are so concerned about the online era and what our culture's like and all these things and what we should all be so worried about this or all these things. I don't think that's really the case for people who are younger. They kind of know most of it's bullshit. But if you weren't raised in that era, I think you can get like, there's so many comedians and like actors and all sorts of celebrities, but mostly comedians who are like, you can just tell they're so fucking online. Like so online. I'll get down here. This is a nice avatar shot here. Okay, so I gotta get way over here and try to figure out how to get to that last fight. I think I'm probably going the wrong way. Yeah, I know what you mean, my friend. I was there with my girlfriend, and I was like, if I was single, there's a couple of girls here I'd be talking to. Just to at least just tell them what I thought of them, you know what I mean? What can you do? But that's the thing, like something I've realized is like sometimes I've been like in a long distance relationship, and then like say you haven't seen someone for like a month or so or longer, and then you start to maybe get a little chatty with some people and they kind of like it, but to some degree you're kind of leading them on. And then when they see you with your girlfriend later, like you are in big trouble. Like whole groups of girls will be like, do not talk to him. You gotta be careful with that. You had unrestricted internet access when you're 14? Yeah. That's the thing though. There's also like kind of downsides to that too, that people say. Like basically like the whole sort of Zoomer generation is like way worse at like interacting romantically. And you can even tell like how, honestly, you can even tell how porn brained so many dudes are at like 16 to 25 right now. Like, I mean, this is a limited example to some degree, but I play League of Legends, which is like, I don't know, it's been around for a long time, but there's still like a lot of like they rely on a lot of turnover of like younger people to play, and a really, really noticeably high percentage of like the names in my games are all like degen shit, like legit degen shit. like femboy penis. There's like a million different aspects of that. I don't know. I know everyone is like a certain way and joke about a certain thing, and they're into a certain thing when you're like 18 or whatever. But I really do think there's like something different now, man. And it's kind of hard for people to sort of understand real world shit. You can tell. I know I sound like that guy here, but I think it's actually true. I think way too many people are like super porn brained. And that's the reason that like so few people have sex by normal ages. Like it's way down apparently. Like in terms of the percentage of people who have had sex by 25 apparently is like way down. Like way down. Yeah, porn sucks. Like, I understand it. Like, we've all had, like, our moments, you know what I mean? But, like, no one's ever feeling better by, like, wasting their energies on that shit, as opposed to, like, using it for, like, motivation and energy. Very, very few times are people, like, relieved after doing that. They're kind of, like, disappointed. Also, a lot of porn is really gross. Like, really gross, honestly. Like, legit nasty. And I think it's because there's just way too many male producers. I think way too much of the industry is, like, determined by dudes. Okay, this map is driving me crazy. I think way too much of the industry is, like, paid for and, like, directed by dudes, and it should be women. Not because, you know, women! But because guys can't be in control of that shit. Because they, like, are too many of the guys who get into porn and, like, production and stuff like that, like, they're way too into, like, humiliation and, like, trying to offset their own, like, weird proclivities, man. It's not good for the average person. Yeah, totally. I mean, if you play a game on and off for like 10 or 12 years, you're gonna like find relevant examples in it for sure. How the fuck do I get here? I'm gonna try from here. I can't. Though. That's somebody who's in YouTube chat, Sid, and as far as I know, getting YouTube chat on screen is doable, but it's kind of a pain. Like, you have to recopy the browser source every single time you stream. So I could do it. I just haven't got into the habit yet. YouTube chat's been pretty dead, honestly, most of the time. So I haven't really got into it. But you have to, it's a new browser source from your pop-up chat every single time you stream. So that's like, I don't know, not that fun to do. The reason I've, oh here, nice. The reason I've been like continued to be into League, like the pro scene, is because I watched it start from nothing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I could keep watching football, or I could keep watching basketball, or all these things that I really like, honestly, and I always tried to keep up with. But to watch something that you like played initially turn into something from nothing, that's kind of interesting. I'd rather watch that and watch something emerge. It's not the best game, but it's like the biggest esport in many ways, and it's been interesting to see the way that it evolves over time. And it's interesting to see the different scenes. Like the North American scene is pretty weak. Korea and China are very interesting. It's a good way for me to like see things that are like more Asian centric. I do appreciate that. Automatically becomes pressured after using certain attacks. They will begin to heal themselves to concentrate when their stagger gauge gets high, but this can be interrupted by hitting them with 2 powerful offensive abilities. Got it. Okay, that means I need to have 2 things going on. I need to have 2 people charged up. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Wait. Wait, this guy's got a whole little thing to him. Okay, we gotta hit him with offensive abilities when he's using concentrate. There's only one of these guys? Yeah. Can I beat this guy in a minute? I think I can.
Man, I don't think you'll walk away from this.
Okay, now he's using this, and now we use... this, and this. What's he weak to? Fire? And then we use something else. Why is he not interrupted? There we go. Yeah, okay. We gotta stagger him. Hold on, we gotta hold off. How am I gonna get a stagger here?
Let's do this.
I need to get okay, let him heal. I'm not gonna get a stagger because I can't do it. Alright, I gotta do this again. Fuck. I never played League, but I do keep up with Mortal Kombat tournaments and happenings. The fighting game community can be very toxic, sometimes fun, they mainly mean. There's a streamer I really like. Probably my favorite guy to watch and to watch the videos of is Avoiding the Puddle. A guy named Eris. And he is like basically became well known from doing like Tekken commentary and like being at Tekken tournaments and like that. So like some basis of it is still fighting games. It is a cool community. Every community is toxic. Unless it's like, I don't know, Roblox or something.
If Mai begins to grate, I'll gladly tweak her AI.
But fighting games are like fucking respect, man. Like a legit grind. Alright, let's do it again. Like the ability to sort of like understand what your teammate's doing, like what your opponent's doing, to think ahead of them and also react to what they're doing at like a split of an eye. I think it's so amazing.
Velociraptor detected nearby. Commencing guidance protocol. Farmers have long employed the Velociraptor as exclusive agricultural labor. Sadly,
Okay, I gotta keep everyone with some spells. Everyone's gotta have some ATB gauges here.
although these herbivores tend to have a rather calm disposition, some of them spawning trouble in herds and attacking others.
He's still here.
So annoying, oh my god.
And I suspect it's only one event of normal development. Please exercise caution during your investigation. No, I'm cheering for you!
God, this is annoying. Look at this. Look at this shit. Okay. There we go. Give me the stagger, give me the stagger, come on. There we go, nice. Nice, there we go. Perfect.
Excellent work completing our combat objectives. Though I suspect it wasn't much of a challenge.
There's no more important thing. There's no more important thing in checkers than to know what your opponent's gonna do. You're not mastering yourself, you're mastering your enemy. No, wait. By mastering your enemy, you're mastering yourself. Did I get that right? What's up, buddy? The King of North Dakota, they called him. Bobby Fletcher. Alright, so how are we doing map intel-wise? Still a lot of stuff here. So what's left? Expedition intel. One more live stream is missing. Classified intel, and then this stupid training facility. Okay, it's not bad. Where's that final life spring? Oh, there's more stuff up here. Right. Okay, so how do I get to this thing? I'm teleporting here. I don't care, I'm trying it again. And then I'll go back. Wait, hold on. I'm the master of my domain. Hold on, just never mind. Just disregard everything I said. Anything that could be self-incriminating, please disregard immediately. One of the burlesque shows, one of the people at the burlesque show was like they called them like the something of the boudoir, like the boudoir ladies or something. And it was the only one where like there was a man in it. It was literally the only male in the entire performance. And he was basically dressed as a female and doing the same stripteases. But like it wasn't good. It was like kind of embarrassing. We're like, I'm not sure this is the... Is this where I'm supposed to go? Oh, down here. Nice. I found it.
Cloud, wait a second. Security is still active, but I should be able to stay with.
There's like 3 girls and then him, all dressed in kind of like girdles and corsets and everything. But he was like not good. You know what I mean? He was not good at all. It was very much like a participation trophy of like, if a guy wants to do it, that's fine. But it was a little embarrassing. I was a little embarrassed for him.
I've created fake IDs for all of you. Now, shall we see what awaits us inside?
Fake IDs, you say? But hey, man, if he wants to do that, all the power to him. I just wish he was like better at it. All right, what we got here?
Confirming personnel data. ID GAI 224. Affiliation: General Affairs, Auditing, Subclassification: Turks.
Sounds good. Does the landlord have any sort of like input into whether people do their cleaning or not?
As you well know, our duties often require that we enter into high-risk situations.
Oh, this is a training program?
Failure is tantamount to death. Even here, act as though your lives are on the line. Without further ado, I'll brief you on your mission. Calm's Bailey has been breached by armed insurgents, allowing hordes of fiends to overrun the town. military is on site. The enemy is utilizing the chaos to establish a foothold.
You're gonna go on a bulk for roleplay?
Location and apprehend it as soon as possible. This exercise will begin as soon as you are ready. Good luck.
I've been on like a bulk for the past like year and a half. Now I'm starting to feel the consequences of it, a little chunky. Now I'm gonna start cutting. We got 3 months till summer.
So, in other words,
I could probably lose 15 pounds.
To secure it, you need only lay waste to your simulated enemies.
It's like really exciting. Like I've been skinny my whole life, like 150 as an adult my whole life. Complete VR missions at the Turk's various training facilities to extract the encrypted proto data contained therein. Each mission will utilize your current party, so be sure your preparations are in order before the simulation. Okay, I'm gonna do this after lunch. It's time for me to take a break. So will I be able to do a fast travel here? I think so, yes. Like I spent my entire life being like 155 or something like that, but then once I kind of like got myself together during like the COVID era, I have like managed to put on weight. And then this time for my third 3-month program, I managed to hit like the holy 200 point. And I'm very, very happy to have hit the 200 point, putting on a bunch of muscle and fat. But now I'm like, okay, this got a little far. My body fat's a bit up there. Like with all the muscle I put on, I should be more impressive with my shirt on, but I'm still a little chunky. Got a little titty going on. So I am going to now be vaguely hungry for the next several months and do my best to keep as much muscle on while I do it.
Don't forget to try some of them.
This
Would it be tough to upkeep higher weight? Depends how you want to keep. It depends what your percentage of muscle and fat is. It's pretty easy to be fat.
The view you captured. Great work getting that shot. You really are one shrewd shutterbug. To quote the association, your talents are inimitable. You've got quite the portfolio now.
His input is that people should not rely on roommates not taking out the trash or keeping the place clean. You should always keep the place clean after doing something. Yeah, you're in the position now where you do what you can for yourself, but you can't make people do stuff. You just have to leave and move to a new apartment with different roommates. If people don't do their part, all you can do is like leave and find your own circumstance. That's one of those realities in life. You can't really control other people. Hello, chicken lady.
My darlings, I'm so relieved you all made it back safe and sound.
They appear most pleased to be reunited with you in this place they call home.
Bok, 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 bok.
Thank you. They can be a handful, and chasing them really works up the appetite.
Time to eat a chicken? No.
So allow me to whip you up some of
Oh, that's fucked up.
Grandma's famous grilled chicken. Say goodnight, Pippi.
Well, chickens are for eating. Wow, the music is like... What did we get ourselves into?
I don't think I've ever
I will.
met such nice young people.
You got it.
Come back anytime, you hear? There's plenty more scrumptious grilled chicken where that came from.
That's so messed up.
They could have lived long and happy lives running free. If I hadn't.
Oh, come on, stop it.
We all gotta eat.
We need meat. We can't eat lentils. Especially you. You need meat. You're a carnivore. Oh! That was really funny. That old lady was like always going to be that person. You know what I mean? She was not messing around. She like made us do that. Oh no, I'm just so old. You can get it for you, darling. That's a kind of a classic old lady move. They're gonna get you to do the thing. They're not really gonna take no for an answer, but they're gonna find a way to do it so it's not like demanding because they know that men get their back up.
So we just talked it over.
Me too. I love protein too. Meat is good for
We'd
you.
like to ask you to train all of us in the art of combat. Our coalition's only as good as its weakest member.
But we do have like a responsibility to be like proper stewards of animals we raise as meat. Like We can't have these like unacceptable like pig and chicken farms where their lives are horrifying. We got to do better than that. We're a better like we're their steward. You know what I mean? We have to do better.
So it only makes sense to get stronger together.
We're really just passing through.
But you could rest here for a while.
Our services don't come cheap. It'll cost you 1 million gil.
That's a pretty steep price, but we could probably...
This guy's got 1 million gil?
What?
Oh, and he forgot to mention materia, preferably the precious kind.
That we can't do.
Look, Sotetsu, they may be good at their jobs, but don't you think they're asking a bit much?
They're bullying these guys.
Training, not trouble.
If you're looking for someone to train you, then look no further.
Is it her?
No money or materia required.
Alright, homegrown talent, that's fine.
That'd be great.
But what about them? They're veterans of the battlefield, and under their tutelage.
What? My tutelage not good enough?
She's a very porcelain face, don't you think?
I've seen my fair share of action. If all of you are serious about upping your game, I'll help you out. In fact, I've been meaning to offer for a while now. Seeing as we're here, well...
Sounds good to me.
Me too.
Well, I thought it was a good idea. Sorry I wasn't able to convince
I'm going to a chiropractor today.
It's just
with like a proper x-ray and
felt
everything. I
something
can't
when we
wait.
first met. Almost like fate. And I guess I got a little carried away.
Don't sweat it.
Then that settles it. Listen up. There's no backing out now, so be warned. I won't go easy.
Oh, she's a tough cookie too. Yeah, I grew up until 8 in the country. And like my dad will tell stories about how we bought we bought 2 geese in the summer, raised the geese, and then ate them at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And he said it was like a little bit depressing because they called the geese Smiles and Chuckles, and then slaughtered them for 2 meals. So it was a little bit depressing to eat them. All right, Yuffie's 3 out of 5 now. So they're like, yeah, maybe don't name your animals if you're gonna kill them. But at the same time, like, I used to watch Gordon Ramsay's TV show. And Gordon Ramsay's TV show, The F Word, every single season he would like raise a couple animals, like in his backyard or something like that, and like teach his kids about how like here's the meat and here's all the things, and like kind of teach the kids how to like appreciate them and like respect them while also raising them for meat. I think that's actually a really important thing for kids to know. Like I think some kids who are like sociopathic farm boys who then work into like a meat packing thing are the kind who are like just totally cruel to animals because they never really like realized why to respect them. But I think every kid should kind of appreciate that meat is animals, you know what I mean? Like I was a little bit of a squeamish kid, and so like even up into the age of like maybe 18 or 19 or something, I still wouldn't want to like cut up raw chicken and stuff like that.
Hey there.
Be like, ew, it's gross, mom. Can you cut up the chicken? This is gross. Like such a pussy. But part of that is like not being around it. Yeah, but don't name your livestock. I agree. My mother names her chickens based on world leaders and kills them once they become violent. That's really funny. Yeah, my cousin who just moved to Ottawa nearby where I live, recently when she was on PEI, she was raising chickens and like a couple of ducks and guinea fowl and all these things, quail, and the roosters are like legit pricks. Like roosters are so troubling, especially if you have like a non-dominant male. Like they're gonna get like destroyed by like the actual roosters. There's so many livestock like male animals where the males are just so aggressive, it's ridiculous. And yeah, like you gotta cull the herd of like the really mean roosters. Otherwise it's just they're gonna cause too much trouble. They're like pecking everything. They're really like stressing your animals out. That's why when I play RimWorld, I make sure there's only 1, possibly 2 adult males of any given race. The rest of them you gotta take out. It's good policy. Yeah, vulgar. Chickens in English, basically, people just mean for like the species. I know there's like hens and roosters, but people, when you say chickens, people it's mostly know they mean the breed of animal.
Watch your feet. What am I gonna do about you?
Wow, that's a smell.
We should go.
You don't want to know.
Wait, don't leave.
You don't want to know about the Taco Bell.
You guys to a bowl if you help with the ingredients.
That like meat paste that comes out of a tube. It's like they squeeze it in a container. Ugh. I don't mind fast food, but I also find like I'm often very, very skeptical of fast food ground beef.
The pumpkin put up a fight. The knife I've got wasn't long enough to chop it in one clean go. Had to get stabby. And that bulbous bastard.
One of my dad's best friend, his wife is native. She's Micmac. And she has so many ties to the community that she gets all these like hookups. Like during like lobster season, she gets a lot of lobster and like gets really, really good like insider offers on a lot of like really good salmon and things like that. It's such a nice hookup to have, to be part of a closed community like that.
That might have been a bad call. I feel ya.
We have a big lobster feed down once per summer. What's in the pot? What's in the box?
Gungaga mushroom soup. It smells pretty good all in all. Unfortunately, it's lacking in the flavor department. That's the problem.
Butter, thyme, garlic?
But
Mushroom soup can be delicious.
maybe some more Gungaga mushrooms to do the trick. Or a hunk of cactuar meat.
Let's not.
Cactuar meat?
So, what more do you need?
A living cactus? Would that be delicious? Maybe it could be. That'd be really moist.
Torgan's vegetables. That dog's probably parked near the village entrance, selling his produce. You mind swinging by and picking up some of his
She's a
stuff?
true cook. She like turns around while you're still talking to start like stirring things up. A cook has only one thing in mind, and that is not to be bothered by people. My whole team is just in the bedroom, standing here. Fucking NPCs. Yes, get some rest. Alright, so now I'm going to take a 10-minute break to make myself a second cappuccino. Have a little spot of lunch. I gotta have a second session that's a little bit short because I'm gonna have to leave by 2:30 at the latest to make my chiropractor appointment because I have to fill up paperwork as my first time. So I'm gonna leave the stream on and be back in like no more than 15 minutes.